Dreamscale Model Collection brings us the Khetanna, as seen in Star Wars Episode 6, Return of the Jedi. Purchasing a custom acrylic cover will be a good recommended option that will help in preventing dirt and grime buildup. It will also protect the model from accidental damage. The museum-class base is sleek without compromising stability when displaying the model. It is hefty, weighing in at 15 pounds, including the support rod. Looking underneath the base reveals a description and artwork. The art box is top-notch and worth mentioning. The supplied stainless steel support rod is notched at the end where it fits the base, while threaded at the other. The notch secures and prevents the rod from rotating freely once installed on the base. Each corner underneath the base feature protective pads to prevent accidental scratches and scuffs. Included is a signature plaque by Charles Bailey, Creature Shop Manager and Model Project Supervisor for Lucasfilm at Industrial Light and Magic. Before connecting the rod to the main body of the model, you will need a soft surface, such as this foam, for protection. Grime and dirt is seen throughout the model, where it would usually build up from regular use. The extensive details seen underneath the model just goes to show the level of accuracy that went into this project. A cushion or a folded towel will lift the model just enough so that the delicate handrails of the replica don't come in contact with the foam. In this way, the weight of the model does not lean on their handrails, something that will definitely cause irreversible damage. Applying a thin coat of synthetic grease at the end of the rod, which fits the keyhole of the base, will surely ensure a smooth sliding action. In particular, if the fit is very tight. We can now thread the rod into the keyhole of the model. A firm and tight fit is required, without over-tightening. This limited edition has unfortunately been sold out, and if you wish to acquire one, your only option will be to find it in the second-hand market. Next, we lift the model with one hand on the rod, while we secure the nose with the other hand as guide and support. The extreme weight of the replica itself, at 14.5 pounds, makes the installation effortless and a breeze. Gravity will do the rest once it's set in place. These small components, part of the advanced navigation sensor array, which allowed the crime lord to escape detection from his foes, feature miniature notched key blocks that will fit to keyholes located at the front of the model on each side. Some minor and gentle adjustments will get these pieces just right in place. A magnetized and notched key block will secure the Terran's sensor communications antenna from the navigation system underneath the hull at the nose. The steering vane system and steering control linkage components are each magnetized and connected together by 0.81 mm steel wire. This magnetically designed technique was well thought out and executed throughout this project by Dreamscale Model Collection. Also, this magnetically designed technique allows for a high level of 3D layering in details throughout the model and will prevent damage during shipping or transportation. The round and rectangular shaped magnetized keyholes on the model are clearly visible. When close enough, one can feel the pulling of the magnets, causing the piece to jump out of our fingers and smoothly lock into place. This engine system component is magnetized and notched for a perfect fit. The notched key block will easily slide into the keyhole underneath the hull at the middle point. The magnets are just awesome. It's almost as if there were a vacuum cleaner on the other side pulling the piece up. The custom-mounted blaster cannon on the upper deck, which could disable most vehicles, has been highly replicated down to the finest details, as we see here. All of the films that George Lucas has made have become culturally significant in one way or another. And people have a very emotional connection to props, costumes, and artwork because it's part of something much larger that really affected them. A simple key block will suffice to lock this piece in place on the deck. Two portable anti-personnel heavy blasters will connect to keyholes located on the handrails. They can swivel to the desired display position. Both sails are magnetized. The top section of each sail is made from mixed media material with multi-layers of paint applications that provide for hardness and a desirable corrugated looking finish, which delivers extraordinary realism. Each sail just slides into a magnetized squared keyhole on the deck. I have labeled the forward or first sail as number 1 and the aft or rear sail as number 2. Both sails are not identical in shape and form, so I have done this to avoid any misfits with the steel wires, which are unique to each sail, as we will see next. A total of 8 straight steel wires with 0.81 mm in diameter are provided to secure the sails into position. Each section of wire will have a different length depending on the sail and location where it is placed. A generic length more than you need is provided. Measuring and cutting down each one will be required. When you face this task, ensure to use a proper steel cutter, or at least an old hobby cutter that you don't care about, or damage will occur to the tool, as you see here with this worn down hobby plastic cutter. Steel wire is hard to cut with small hobby tools, even if it is only 0.81 mm in diameter. For sizing, I have used styrene rods, which are easy to make repeat cuts as we perform test fits. I chose Evergreen scale models product number 218, which are 0.5 mm styrene rods for this job. Once the desired length is obtained, we can then cut the steel wire to match. I also purchased some spare 0.81 mm steel wire rods, which you can find at your local hobby shop for just a few dollars. This is something that I would recommend in case sections of wire are ever misplaced or mistakes are made when cutting. I have made this custom box for storage of my wires. I also made sure to include a blueprint guide. Each wire is labeled with a number from 1 to 8. In this case, wire number 3 will go as indicated in the blueprint to position number 3 of sail number 2, taking away all the guesswork each time I decide to assemble the model. Each sail is clearly identified on the blueprint. One end of the wire will fit the small pre-drilled hole into the frame structure of the sail. The other end will fit into the pre-drilled hole at the anchor point of the Khetanna. On this next one, you can clearly see the different lengths of wire that I mentioned before. Following the blueprint, number 6 is next. One must be delicate, work slow, and not apply any brute force when installing these wires. The wires will have a slight tension, and you will feel it once connecting each bottom part of the wire to its corresponding anchor point. The aft or rear sail is now complete, and we will move on to the forward sail. Installing the wires is a relatively simple task that can be accomplished by one person alone without any assistance. We are almost there, and number 7 follows. All the wires are in place, and it's time to enjoy the Khetanna in all its glory. The Khetanna can pivot 360 degrees when displayed on the pole, so that you may position it in your favorite angle. The Khetanna was a modified luxury sail barge, which had 3 decks, with the upper one being covered by 2 large orange sails. The sails were primarily decorative, but they also protected passengers from the glaring light of Tatooine's twin suns and could propel the vessel at a moderate 30 kilometers per hour. Air intakes and cooling vents have been meticulously replicated in this project. When Jabba the Hutt acquired the Khetanna, he used it for business trips, lavish parties, and tours across the deserts of Tatooine. He often conducted raids on his rivals, often with assistance from a pair of escorting Bantha II cargo skiffs. Despite requiring a crew of 26 for proper and safe operation, Jabba was infamous for voyaging with 15 or fewer crewmen, most of whom were kitchen assistants. Jabba would enter and exit the barge by a large boarding hatch at the observation deck level on the starboard side of the vessel. The adjustable shutters or retractable viewports have been replicated in great detail. The usual method of propulsion was a triple-chambered repulsor lift engine. Seen here is the very detailed rear drive thrust exhaust system. Air vents, piping, other details, and a good amount of weathering are all present on the sides of the model. The model is made from high-quality cast resin. This model will definitely command presence in your collection. It measures a whopping 28 inches long and stands 16 inches tall from the bottom of the base to the top of the sail. The paint application is exemplary, with subtle hints of rust going throughout the model. The total combined weight for the base and the replica is 29.5 pounds. The model has been painstakingly hand-painted with high-quality paint. George Lucas was the first filmmaker to move away from brand new, slick, and shiny-looking spaceships, Flash Gordon style, and instead opted for a new concept that would reveal an aged and worn-down universe that would then captivate audiences worldwide. As a result, Star Wars was more credible and realistic, becoming a cultural phenomenon. He was a genius with a creative vision, and the revolutionary techniques invented to realize that vision transformed the art of movie making. The fans and collectors alike will be forever grateful to Dreamscale Model Collection for these precious and fine pieces of art that they have produced and are now proudly displayed as conversation pieces in the homes of those that have lived and will continue to live the universe of Star Wars. Please let me know what you think in the comments below. I wish you all the best of luck in your collecting adventures, and stay tuned for my next collectible.